Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we finally started to replace some vehicles in our new vehicle production line facility over here, and we need to make sure that we have a bit of a queue going all the time, and our auto replacement is on as per what we switched it on last time. So hopefully that keeps moving and we don't have too many issues, and we slowly get all of the very old vehicles out of the mix. The big problem we are facing in this area, well, beyond this traffic, which you guys continuously remind me of in the comments, and I think we will try and slowly get it better by removing some of these facilities along the way here. But we really need to sort out the chemical issue. So I'm thinking we need to double up our chemical production, even though we have tried to push as many workers in here as possible. We do need to push it a little bit more. So I think another facility would be good. What are we generating potentially at this facility? 2.7 tons per day, which is pretty low, I think. So if we have a look at chemical production, the standard chemical production, chemical plant will give us, uses much less workers and produces 0.8 per day, which is pretty low as well. So 2.7 is really a much nicer number to have. So what do we need for chemicals? We need gravel, crops, wood, and oil. And I think what we need to do is have a look at where we have some spare unemployed workers. So over here, I don't think we do have. If we have a look at, this is our accounting office. What is our unemployment looking like in this area? We should be able to see it here, right? No? Pause it for a second so it doesn't go away. We have to. It has to be here. Maybe it's just one of these clicks. Resources, domestic product, crime. Got all of these things shown, but we don't really have the unemployment. Right? Do we? Do we have? This is productive age workers, actual population. Ah, here we go. Unemployed workers, 249. Okay, let's fly on over to Komoshinovsk and see what the situation is over there. I can't remember if we have an accounting hall here. We should have something. That's a kindergarten. Oh, we still have a prefab under. Oh no, it's just being retrofitted or renovated. We need. What's this? Here we go. Accounting office. So how many do we have here? Oh, very few additional workers available over here. But I think this area, Komoshinovsk, seems much more stable than Tomoilsky. And so if we could, I might just squeeze out a few more buildings over here as well. So let's see about potentially just picking up this and seeing, oh, excellent. This is beautiful. We should be within the range of shops and the likes, right? Where is our, oh, here's our closest shop. Yeah, that should be just fine. Let's start it off by actually just squeezing one of them kind of in here. And we do another kind of like so. Yeah, I like that. And we spin one more around and we squeeze it up against that building there. There we go. That should be pretty neat, and it's going to look pretty nice as well, I think. So let's quickly get our paths in place and we'll start construction on this new facility. Let's do that. We'll just do that, I think, as a starting point. And we'll yes, like this, like that, like that, like that, like that, and like this. That should really give us a fair bit of access. We'll even do that. And what we'll do is we'll pay for all of these paths. So we can start working on our construction here. There we go. So let's get that going. That should see us get some construction moving. So let's get Komoshinovsk assigned to these so they can start building them. This should be well within the range of a number of various facilities. So hopefully it'll work pretty well. So we can make a start there. Then I think the chemical facility needs to go in here somewhere. Now what we have is if we could get the crops directly from over here, which I think might be possible. We might get the other stuff to work. So let's find this guy. We need oil. I think we do not have oil here. So we would need to presumably unload oil in some way, shape or form here. That is an interesting one. We would also need to bring in gravel, which should be achievable where exactly? We are bringing in gravel already, so we might just have to might just have to bring it in. Have a bit of a look at what we've got going on here with our various facilities. But gravel is available, crops is available. We would need to bring in our own kind of wood supply. We might actually start a new kind of lumber industry around here somewhere. That might work as well. Workers, though, at the moment, these workers are actually walking here. If we were to bring in workers here, we will have to kind of bus them. So presumably, putting it on this side somewhere will be easier for the busing, but we won't be able to have direct access to the crops. We will need to put it in here to get direct access for the crops. So something like this is probably going to be about the only thing we can do. If we flip it around, yeah, that might also work. We could do something like that, but there's something in the way there. Okay, let's move away some of these roads. So if we were to get rid of this and pay for that, so that'll slowly get out of the way. We will also clear out this little pathway. So that's a little bit in the way here, but anyway, we'll see what we can do, work around it. We won't kind of demolish that, but we should be able to make this work. If we do this and we do that, we can actually, I think that's about, oh my. If we do that, we're going to get, yeah, I think that's a tad more appropriate. We just need the water to tie in. Something like this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we'll make a start with that one over there. We will have to see how that works. What I'll do is I will pay for those items. So now we'll get access to the crops. So this is fully loaded with crops over here. So that's going to help us out a fair bit. We will also need to bring in, and what is those ratios? Let me just have a look at those ratios quickly. So we will be using pretty much everything at the same kind of ratio, apart from oil, which is a little bit more aggressive, really. Okay, so we will need to have a little bit of a plan with getting oil here. The other two, I'm not too worried about. We can truck it in fairly easily. So we will need something for oil. So if we were to get ourselves a bit of an oil storage, what is this? This is 90 tons. 90 tons is going to last us quite a while. I think we can be fine with like 90 tons. Let's just do something like that. So we will need maybe an oil storage. Something like that, I think, will be okay. So we'll place that one for the time being. We can get, yeah, commotion up's already working here. So we'll need that. Now, we've got this facility here. And it should be able to, but I don't think we've got enough. So at the moment, what is happening? If we go underground, we've got one going into the fuel area and one going into bitumen. And the question really in my mind is, I think we can use it to go somewhere else as well. So if we were to place a pumping station in here, let's have a bit of a look, see if we can do that, get ourselves a pumping station. I wanted to use some of these fancy ones. Anything else? Something a little smaller, maybe? But this is above ground, right? Power pump. underground pump. Yeah, this might be the one. I think this is the one. So we'll do one like that so it can go into two different directions. So what I'll do for the time being, I'm going to get rid of a little section here. I'm going to go and do that and pay for getting rid of it. At the moment, our bitumen access is... oh, we won't be able to... Oh, crap. We'll have to see how we do that then. There's not another one, right? There isn't another fuel. Do we bring in another one? Kind of. I don't think it's worth us bringing in yet another. Or is it? Better than pumping something from over there. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just get another. Let's just get another one going. Clear that out because we're going to screw up our distribution network. So we'll do that. Get that out of the way. Now it should be fine. It should tell. It should say that it's connected to various things, isn't it? You'll at least be able to pick up what it's got access to. Okay, so let's do that. Let's find ourselves another spot. We can do it over here and get it back in, and then even. Yeah. Okay. So let's find another one. So if I were to have a look at our rail pumping stations, let's just have a quick look. Do we have, hang on, let's have a look at the mod list. What do they call these things? Oil loading. There we go. I think there's oil, fuel loading, unloading. Have a look at that. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of just doing something very small and simple because we're going to be pretty minor to say the least. And we will need we would actually need to run it on this side. Ooh. Going to be a bit of a challenge. Not on that side, definitely not on that side. Okay, so over here, it's going to have some power here. Let's do that, see if we can make that work. We will need a pump. Let's grab this underground pump that we squeezed. We'll flip it around, whatever we can do. I will need to move it forward a little, I think. Just something like that. Presumably that'll work. We'll get our underground cabling sorted out. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's overground. Now that's going to be interesting. And we then go underground from there. Can we go under? Come on, it needs to be able to transition, right? Let's construct it. Go overground and say, oh, can we really not do that? That's crazy. Well, then let's get rid of that pump. Let's demolish that. Clear that out of the way. That's very tight. Now let's get ourselves another pump, something that's a little bit more overground. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Try us again. Okay, now, can we... Presumably, yes, there we go. Presumably, we can find something that works like that. There we go. Let's activate that for the time being. So now we'll actually get this unloaded into that facility there. Though, hang on. Pause it. If we do that, we won't be able to use But I think that's going to be okay. I think that's okay for now. We'll come back and fix it if we really need to. Let's get the rails sorted out. Ultimately, I think that's the bypass that we're looking for there. Do something like this, and then is that building? Just trim it back a bit. Find ourselves that perfect spot here. That makes sense. There we go. That'll work. And this one we will, yeah, snap it around there. That's all good. And where do we take that off? Can we take it off on the end there? If we remove this, should be able to find a spot that works here. There we go. That's going to be just fine. We'll tie that in there and we'll get ourselves a couple of chains over here and over there. We should... Yeah, no, I think it's going to be... All that we have is going to be that. And then what we'll do is we'll just get rid of... actually, we probably need something like this. That's going to be about it, really. All we could do is we could clear that one out and move it over there. That's okay. I think we will just go ahead and pay for that. That's going to be fine. We do need to get some roads out over here, so let's just start off with these guys. There we go. That should be a good start. Now, we do need a few other things, a few other bits and pieces in here. Is this guy actually loading something? Yes. So that gives us oil, so we can bring in oil by train, which should work. We actually wanted to build a bit more of this. That can kind of come as it goes, or come and get there. So now, what do we still need here? So let's just have a quick look. We still need. We've got crops and we've got oil. We still need wood and we still need gravel. So those are two very different things, and they have storage for wood and gravel internally. And maybe is that sufficient, or well, maybe not quite. We don't want to. Yeah, well, wood is not available around here. Gravel is, so we can just get the gravel delivered straight away. I think that's going to be no big deal. Now, wood, on the other hand, is something that we may need to just have a bit of a look at. So let's see. Do we have any hilly terrain with woodlands? The only thing we have is really over here, and we're really going to struggle. But I think it's feasible. I think it's feasible. So let's just do our own woodland industry here. Going in that way is going to be pretty close to town, so that's going to be fine. I think that's going to be the right thing to do. So let's get ourselves another woodland industry here. So it's in the construction industry. We are, isn't it? Yeah, wood. So we need a wood cutting post. So we've got a nice quality source here. So if we were to just kind of find it something like that. Actually, let's do it like this so that we can try and move it from the one to the other. What storage do we have? We don't have... Ooh, we do need to remember about waste storage. What about 50 tons? Yeah, that's going to be fine. Oh, we don't actually need a lumber mill. Oh, there we go. What we'll do is we'll just do this. We'll give it a road access point. You don't even need it to be a fancy road access point. You just do something like that. There we go. That's going to be access to that area there. It's probably not going to have water and stuff. Just thinking about it. Doesn't even have power. I don't know if it really needs power, but probably does. So let's do that as a starting point. I might actually just go ahead and pay for that so we can see about getting that up and running. We'll need a couple of buses to just run something through to that side. What is this doing? Is this doing variable? Under repair at the moment? No, not really. Working without issues. It's got enough people, right? Yeah, it should have reasonable amounts of people. Got buses coming in. Let's speed things up a tad. Struggling a little, some of these buses. I don't know why they wait so long. There we go. Anyway, we need another bus or two, so we should have... These are kind of slowly under construction. Do we have technical services? Do we have a... We should have somewhere where we can actually buy vehicles. Yeah, over here. I remember. Okay, so let's buy some vehicles in this spot directly. Yeah, it needs some power supply. So let's just get ourselves a wood carry. That one should be fine. You wonder if it'll work. But there we have one wood carry. Now I do need a bus or two, so let's buy a bus. Just a couple of mini buses actually. If we do show all, we go buses and we do maybe speed. 11 is a good number. I like those. Grab me two of those, and let's set them up for success. Where can you get some people? You can get some people over here. You can. So let's pop in there so you can actually get fixed when you need to. Then pop in here and load up on workers for me, and then drop your workers off over there. Right, workers, and we'll open that one up, and what we'll do is we'll make a start so it can start the journey. This one will be called promotion of oh, why isn't it doing anything? Come on. Woodworkers. There we go, and save it. What we'll do is we'll allocate the other one to it as well. So let's assign it to a route. We've got a train waiting too long. We need to go and figure that out. So let's make a start there. Stop production somewhere. Where is this guy having issues? What's going on? Why are you... Is this broken down? Yeah, that's what this is. Can I do a replacement of this vehicle? We're definitely not fixing our trains anymore. If I wanted to... Oh, I've got nothing to replace it with, really. Oh, man. Promotion of steel workers. So let's just sell this, because I don't really know what else I'm going to do at this stage. That one... There's another steel workers. Let's get rid of that one too. How many trains on this track? Ooh, a lot of them actually. Well, let's sell all of these trains then. That's another one. Sell that one. Oh, we're out of power. That's another big bummer at the moment. Struggling with power. And then this one as well. We'll just sell that one too. And we'll need to buy a couple of extra new electric vehicles. So let's get a few in here. Buy ourselves some electric train passenger sets. Or passenger... No, not passenger wagons. Train sets, please. I think those are the right ones for us. Yeah, we'll just do 4 more of these. 2, 3, 4. We'll assign them to lines. Promotion of steel workers. Oh. Promotion of steel workers. Here we go. Make a start. That's okay. We need to... Let's assign a line here. Commotion of steelworkers and go. Not electrified at the moment. There's definitely something wrong somewhere. Commotion of steelworkers over there. We'll go with that one. And we'll go with commotion of steelworkers over on this one. And we'll get going. So now we see, seems two of them seem to be able to go. There's a traffic jam somewhere. Let's move on over to the traffic jam. Okay, what is this? Why are you... Oh, it's just the electrification that's causing us massive issues. So let's just have a look. So there's definitely something wrong over here. These guys... Well, why? Hang on. Why do we have electrification issues? We really shouldn't have electrification issues. But we absolutely do. Where are we? It's this one. This one is obviously... We're doing power into rail somewhere over there. And I'm kind of tempted that we do it over here too. If I were to have a quick look at what my lines look like we can squeeze something out of here. I'm kind of tempted to just get it connected in this area. So if I were to say a railroad electric connection, I just want to do it right over there. I think that's a good spot. We could even get it to work potentially like that. Let's do that. Let's quickly rip out a little section here and get some more electrification going. Very rapidly get rid of that. And then I want to do rail electrification. Railroad, underground railroad. No, that's not the one. Okay, we'll do it this way. Let me just redo that a little bit more. We'll try and straighten it up just a tad. If I can. I think that's going to be about okay. Let's try that. Right in there. Oh yeah, that's much better. Let's do all of that. Get all of that going, and we'll get an underground connection to come out. Can I just get the electricity flowing again? It's going to be a bit of an issue for us. Okay, so we could just kind of run it. Okay, so now train should be moving. This is grabbing a little bit more. So now at least we've got nuclear power on this. So I believe we should be fine. Let's drop off those and see what's going on here. All of those should be on their way moving. We still don't seem to have those being repaired. We don't have anything repairing them, but that should at least help all of these issues that we've been having. Okay, good stuff. There we go. This should see some workers. It's not doing anything, I believe, because it's not got any power. So we do need to bring ourselves a little bit of power over this way. I believe we should still have some power around. Let's have a quick look at what we've got. Still have some power over here. We don't have any more connections on this side. So if I were to run a power connection in on this side, it should probably be okay. We'll do one over there. Get ourselves a little bit of a power connection going on. I might just do one of these up the rail. There we go. That seems logical. Get that one done, and so this should now be powered. And oh, they are actually working. So it's not, yeah, but I think it's going a little bit better now. So that's what they'll do, and we'll get our wood for that one over there, and we've got our gravel in this location here. We can come and pick it up. So now we just need our distribution to work, and so this will be an extra area. What we do need to do is get a little bit of an area where they can actually just store some more of the stuff. If we do this, how much? 60 tons of chemicals? I think that's probably about right. I don't think we'll need much more than that. Question is, however, can we dump it in over here? There's not a lot of room in there. Should be interesting to see if we can actually squeeze it in there and get it picked up. Yeah, rail connection would be an interesting one. And I'm not suggesting it's not possible. But let's see, what kind of storage facilities do we have that can actually accommodate a rail connection? Over here. Something like that, for instance, could grab a little something in here. And that could be... So we could actually run it on the back there and then just tie it in over there. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit messy, I think, but ultimately it might just work. If we flip it around. Yeah, something like that. Let's do that. And we'll see about that as a chemical storage. So we'll do something like this one. Of course, in order to make that work, we will need a bit of a... do something like that. I think that's going to be okay. So now it will obviously pass through there, so it's not ideal, but should be okay. And what we'll do on this side is we will need to run yet another long line over here. Don't know if we can get something else to come out of this. We can. There we go. So we'll just get another. I think that'll work. Okay, let's clear that one out. We will pay for a little bit of that. There we go. So that should all work. Let's just get our chain signals in there. There we go. Something like this. There we go. That should be okay. Now we should be able to make that work. Let's get some road connections in here. We will probably pay for some of them. There we go. And let's pay for that. And what we can do is we can just kind of get this road connection over here and there. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so that means I think we'll be in a position where we can now generate a little bit more chemicals in this area. Hopefully that'll get built pretty quickly. These guys, I think I'm going to switch it over to fixed time, and we're going to do something like maybe a 10-second fixed time. So all of these can start to move through here a little quicker. Otherwise, we're going to have some issues here. Not sure that's working. But anyway, this guy being fixed. Yeah, that guy's being fixed. That's why it's stuck there. There's a signal doing very little. to become effective in terms of traffic. Anyway, that's okay. Okay, so that's going to be... so we'll get that going. These are... This is the first new one. And it's already fully loaded. That's all good to see. Got access to everything it needs. So those can slowly get built. That's awesome. Okay. Now, let's go back. The other thing I wanted to start having a look at, we need a central hub of sorts. So that's our new chemical production. So hopefully that'll keep us going. Yeah, we're out of chemicals all the time. I believe the biggest chemical issue was this one, and this one is buying its own, so not ideal. Now, the other thing that I was wanting is like a central hub, and I was kind of wondering if this would work. We could trim this back a little bit, get a bit of a harbor going in this area. We could cut rails across from this side to that side and tie in over here. Probably not an ideal spot because it can't get in this way unless we run, a double rail there. So that's probably not an ideal place to tie in. We can tie in from that side, but coming in from this side, looping around, will have to happen from over here. So we can maybe have a look at getting a few things going in here, but I think a central distribution would be pretty good. How central in the map is this? This is fairly central over here. Alternatively, we can move it somewhere else, but we'll need a lot of infrastructure. So this area would work reasonably well for like a harbor. Even over here. What do we have on that side? Do we have rail? Got a rail that can come in from either side, and we can still obviously do a rail connection to the other side. So we can get rail come in here, and we can get it to come back out as well. Yeah, that might be a feasible option. So we could use this area. Let's see how I'm not sure there's enough room here. I mean, bringing the rail around here is not a problem. Having to deal with this and then, I mean, we can certainly make something work, but I think we need a little bit more space than that. That's kind of why I wonder if this area isn't better. We'll have to flatten this out a little bit and maybe trim it back a bit. Yeah, I don't know. So a central hub where we basically take, the idea with the central hub would be that everything that we're producing all over the map goes to a central place to then be redistributed from over there. So we're going to need a lot of facilities in that space. The other option is maybe something like this area here if we flatten that out. Yeah, but again, there's a lot for us to do to make that work. Could this area work? We've already got the rail here. Let's have a quick look at the size of some of the buildings that we would need. So I would like very large storage facilities. So let's see the very largest of large storage facilities over here. Where are all my fancy large storage facilities? Oh, this is, I think we might need to activate some more mods, right? And get some warehouses going. Warehouses. Yeah, so these guys, really sizable warehouses. I like those. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Let's get one of those in there. Cargo warehouse port. That's pretty small. Oh, but it's this might be quite an interesting one as opposed to the other one. Right, the other one is large, but not quite what we're wanting to do. Something like this, which already has a bit of a rail connection in there, I think could work really well. We could maybe do something in here. What's this guy? It's a little smaller. Also has something going for it. What can it take? Oh, it can take a little bit of everything, really. I'm not sure I'm a big fan necessarily of that. Unless we really, that's pretty small in terms of the open storage pieces. So I think it does a little bit of both. So not quite what I had in mind, really. What about this guy? Yeah, they're getting pretty small. Then we've got these open storages, which may be pretty good, actually. Open warehouse. With ooh, it's a funny rail connection. Interesting. Interesting. It might be useful. Might be useful to have a funny rail connection, considering our shape of the buildings and stuff. We could do a bit of a port facility in here if we need it, but for the first time, at least initially, I don't think we might not need it. But let's have a bit of a look. If we play around with these guys, right? Not that one. That one. If we play around with that, right? So what would we need? We'll need to bring the guys through here somewhere. Okay, we'll need to get them and then run it down that way. Get it as straight as possible. So if we were to say we do something like this. Doesn't really matter. Let's try and get them nice and tight. Okay, so let's do like 5 of those, and then we'll do open storages. Like this guy. Maybe just a couple of them would be required. Maybe not much more than that. Something like that could be our hub, right? That could really work. How would we do it, though? It can get in and out that way or in and out this way. So we might need to... If we were to come in this way... Yeah, I think that's not necessarily going to work well. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. So if we do... Well, that could actually work. If we do the one-way loop here. If we do something like this, we should be able to quite comfortably tie into all of these guys. There we go. And we would want to go, need to go straight and then even tie in, ooh, like this. Now that's getting a little bit tight. We may move it away a little bit. So that kind of gives us an idea. We can loop it around, come back, and we probably won't be able to run. Wow. That'll work. Well, that might be exactly what it is that we need. Let's not do that. Let's get an easy angle around this way. And go back up that way and quite comfortably just tie it in like so. Now that should kind of work. What we're missing, however, just thinking about it now, is we are actively missing distribution facilities. And to be honest, we've got the long pieces on the wrong side here. We wouldn't want to do that. Now, if I want to do rail distribution offices, kind of multiple ones, I was thinking maybe one. And if we did one over here, we would need a loop. So maybe it's fine. We still have a little bit of room to maneuver. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to move these things a little bit. So let's move them out. And we're probably at the end of the episode. So maybe what I'll do is I'll come back in the next episode and we'll sort this out. Tell me what you think, because we do need to play around with this a little bit more. Let's quickly go back and have a look at whether our new chemical facility is getting built. Not so that you would notice, really. Now we're auto-saving. We've got, yeah, actually, construction is underway here. We are getting it moving. But they're not as quick as I would like. No workers or mechanisms in sight, though. All of these are built. That's good. So at least we're getting some extra workers out over here. That's a good sign. So slowly we're getting there. We've got lots of food and stuff. So hopefully we'll sort out some of these shortages that we're experiencing. Got our new trains doing their thing, I'm assuming. Yeah, lots of steel. Lots and lots and lots of steel. So that's good. So in the next episode, we'll come back and talk a little bit more about our central hub. Tell me what you think about it. I mean, this is obviously just still planning. Is this a good spot for it? I kind of like the idea of using this area. It kind of fits in there a little bit. We do need to mess around with this a little bit to get some distribution offices in there. Maybe on that side, I don't know. But all in all, pretty good. So tell me whether you think this is a good spot or we need to move it a little bit. And yeah, I will see you in the next episode. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this. As always, thank you so much. Bye-bye.